Thanks for having us. I'm Shiva, co-founder of XNODE, and I have my co-founder here, Praveen, with me. Such a great event. This is one of the first demos that we are doing with, like-minded founders. And I think I even liked the opening talk. Hopefully, I'm going to try to connect it to that. What you guys spoke about, some of the challenges of how do you sell in, how do you, especially targeting SMBs. If you have a large organization, like the problem that we are trying to address is that if you're a large enterprise, you actually have a good team, set of engineering teams. So you could use tools like Fireworks or Replit, Cursor or whatnot, right? Like because you have an engineering resources, you have access to AI. But if you're a small organization, you're going to face challenges, right? Inconvenience of a bad workflow is there across all sizes of companies, whether you're a large company or a small one. Large companies especially have resources, but small and medium companies don't, and that's where XNODE comes in. So XNODE is an agentic platform. What we are trying to do is we are trying to build an agentic platform that allows you to orchestrate workflows using agents, but without any code. So again, I'm not an engineer. The whole idea of how our design ethos is like, how can Praveen is a doctor? How can users like Praveen and I can actually work in a small organization and build and run agents if we don't know anything, right, from a coding standpoint? In order to solve for that, what we did was we've created this platform, XNODE. Everyone's familiar with the ChatGPT interface, so we started with that. So it's a basic chief of staff agent, right? This agent is going to help you run your day-to-day. But where it becomes interesting with XNODE is like we've created functional blocks behind that will allow you to do some really complex tasks, right? So if you go to XNODE, of course, XNODE is live. If you guys want access, please let us know, and we can give you guys access. So what we've done is we've created some really complex challenges that companies face, and we've tried to simplify it. So the first thing that we've done is we've created a template. So organizations can create any template that they want. They can create dashboards. Most organizations create emails, repetitive, program docs or whatnot. So you can templatize all of that and upload it. It's super simple to do it. Like you can just prompt, and then you can create these templates. And the way we are envisioning how users are using template is that if you go through your own process of going about doing your work, is that like you have your information or your context sitting in different clients, right? Your email is a client, so you could actually connect to your email. So if you go to integrations, you can connect to your email, you can connect to your Slack, you can connect to all your documents. And the reason why we've allowed this connection is that if you want the agents to perform well, you want to be able to give them the context that they need, right? So you want to be able to tell them, hey, this is the email. If let's say you're a small company CEO, an email comes in and you have to quickly respond back. We were talking about sending them some portfolio management example that we were saying, right? Like you want to send them a note about how my portfolio is doing. You should be able to point it and just chat away. So you could do that today on XNODE. So XNODE has an ability to bring in all the information. You could just go to your Navi. Navi is the navigational assistant, your chief of staff. You could just tell, hey, Navi, this is my document. Just send a note to the email that just came. It'll summarize all of that and then send it back, right? Like that's just a simple example. So for example, I just sent you an email 5 minutes ago saying, hey, thanks for hosting it all from here. I just said, hey, send a thank you note to Dmitry. It just sends out. And the reason why it's important for you to connect your email is that that's your source of all information that's coming in. And then you can add the context, right? So I'm going to talk about agents because, why not? Everything is about agents. The main thing that we are trying to solve for using this particular workflow is so on XNODE, you can actually create, if you look at a big software development lifecycle.
Sorry, we have time.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. So this is the exciting part. So we've created a workflow where you have a maker and checker. So you can actually have the agent perform something. You can have someone else check it and assign tasks and move on. So yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you. Questions?
Could
Sure.
you just say a little more about how the agent sort of works?
Yeah, that's a great one. So what we've done is we've created multiple agents right now. So if you go to the chatbot here, right? So you have different types of agents already pre-built. So you have your analyst agent. So you have a market research agent. This basically does deep research, right? So, for example, I was just trying to. Sorry. I just pinged it 5 minutes ago saying, hey, give me an overview of the whole bike market in India, and then it'll do what a deep research agent does. So what you can essentially do is create your custom agent using this. So if you prompt the chief of staff agent, it'll try to understand what you're asking it to do, and it'll custom create an agent for you, right? And that's the specialty here, right? And we are model agnostic, so you can choose which model you want to use. But essentially, if you're a small or medium-sized company, you're trying to look at a particular workflow and you're trying to automate it. And what we want to be able to do is we want to give the owners the ability to say, hey, like for this particular workflow, I want the agents to perform. I want one agent to do this task, one agent to manage email, one agent to analyze something, and the other agent does something else, right? Like, so we also have the ability to do text to SQL. So anything that you could do, if you think of a small organization, you want to interpret data, so you can do that on XNODE. So we've tried to dumb it down in a way that it's easy, if you're non-technical, to still be able to invoke agents on the platform.
And is the primary way you interact with the chief of staff agent?
Yeah, yes. The primary way you
so
interact.
So there's sort of an org chart.
Yes, you're right. Because, again, like I was saying, like we are trying to solve for it from the point of view that if I'm not technical, small organizations don't have AI. If anything, they don't have engineers who understand deep learning and things like that, right? Like, so they just want their problems to be solved. Like, if you look at things from that lens, how can we solve for it? You want to be able to give your one agent, the chief of staff agent, the ability to say, this is the problem that I want to solve. It should understand, break down, and that's what I was showing you, the workflow.
Sorry.
It can break down the whole workflow for you. And then you can, of course, you can customize all of that.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.